Today I'm making a brisket with only 7-Eleven condiments. I went to my local 7-Eleven to grab some ingredients and this is what I got. Is it cool if I just get the condiments again?
Yeah, they charge you, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. To make a great brisket, you need a smoker, a meat thermometer, and butcher's paper. I won't be using any of these because I want it to be as easy as possible. These are all of my condiments from 7-Eleven. Got onions, pickles, jalapenos, mustard, salt, and barbecue sauce. I'm gonna start making the binder. We blend all the vegetables with some mustard and we'll save the fat trimmings for beef tallow. Put a thin coat of the binder, and the 7-Eleven I went to didn't have any pepper packets, they only had salt. So I'm hoping the vegetables are gonna bring some extra flavor into the brisket. Now we just add the beef trim to the bottom of the pan with some water. That's gonna help render out the fat. Put the brisket on, wrap it up in foil, and it goes into the oven at 250. I'm letting the brisket cook for 3 hours, so I'm gonna hit the park and then maybe the gym after. Earlier this week I found this spot under the highway. The ramp looked pretty interesting, so I wanted to find as many ways as I could to roll down. I messed around with a lot of different concepts, and honestly it looked pretty goofy, but sometimes you gotta try a bunch of different movements and you'll find one that you like. After that session outside, I stretched, then worked on some low impact movements. This past year I've been doing free running a lot more. These are some rolls I learned last week and I'm just drilling them to get them faster. The second one is a trick to a kick. I don't really have a name for it, but we're gonna move on to calisthenics. This is mainly what I do for all of my workouts. I only do weight training every so often. I'm wrapping up towards the end of the session. This is when I combined the few tricks that I was doing today. The trick I wanted to do was handstand to kip up to back handspring handstand. But unfortunately I didn't get it this time. I ended the session off with a few flips and we're gonna go home and check out my brisket. It was around 4 hours in the oven when I took out the brisket and the color is absolutely horrendous. So we're gonna remove the foil, leave it in there for another hour. We gotta let it rest for like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap it up in foil and then place it on my cutting board. After I let it rest, I cut into it and it looked more like a prime rib than a brisket. The internal temperature is supposed to be around like 202 or something. So I ended up making a mini sandwich, then throwing the rest of the brisket back in the oven and seeing if I get a better result in like an hour or two. I remade the sandwich at midnight. The flavor resembled a hamburger, and after cooking for another hour, it was slightly more tender, but overall I'd give this a 6 out of 10. I don't know how to make a brisket in the oven. See you guys next time.